Our annual childhood literacy campaign is right now underway. It is called If You Give a Child a Book, and it helps bring scholastic book fairs to students, letting them pick out books to own. Now, today is when we ask you to come aboard here and help us boost the funding to make all of this happen and make a real difference in those students' lives. And we cannot do it without your support. You can scan the QR code that you see there on your screen with your smartphone, and it will take you directly to the donation page. And speaking of reading, I took a trip to the Westlake Porter Public Library to learn a lot more about a book format that kids can't seem to get enough of. You know it, books come in all shapes, sizes, formats, and genres, but one style is really taking off with kids. Graphic novels. These are stories told with both text and pictures, similar to comic books. But their popularity raising a question: are they helping children build their literacy skills, or is traditional prose still best?
The artwork is unbelievable. The stories are so engaging.
From titles like Dog Man, Big Nate, Mr. Wolf's Class.
That is what the kids gravitate to.
Graphic novels, both fiction and nonfiction, are grabbing the attention of young readers.
A lot of kids are really visual readers.
Library Journal says graphic novel sales have more than doubled since 2019, with 35 million books sold in the U.S. and Canada. Victoria Vogel with the Westlake Porter Public Library sees the demand at work and at home with her teenage daughter.
She is a reluctant reader, so it was a way to kind of get her to be interested in reading.
Do you think it kind of helped her with her development as far as reading skills? What was your experience?
A very positive experience because she's reading. I think the way you boost literacy skills is by reading, and it has inspired her her artistic skills.
But along with praise comes criticism.
Should you fear graphic novels? Should you embrace them? What is your advice to teachers and also the parents?
I would embrace anything that gets a student excited about reading.
Some question whether graphic novels, as opposed to traditional prose, books written entirely in words, sentences, and paragraphs, truly support reading development.
The goal is to get them to see value in what they're learning, have an expectation that what they're doing is worthwhile.
Dr. Matthew Hands teaches aspiring teachers at John Carroll University.
They're learning to read, I would argue, maybe more fluently by engaging in graphic novels because it's so dialogue heavy.
He told me graphic novels cover most of the key skills that make up the science of reading. That's the research on how people learn to read and the most effective ways to teach it.
So they're working on inflection and intonation and reading it as if someone would speak rather than the kind of robotic or monotone word-by-word reading you oftentimes hear with younger students. And then the comprehension is there and supported and scaffolded by the use of different illustrations.
He says graphic novels often connect with children because of their modern characters and storylines. And in today's digital age, students are used to getting stories through images and short bursts of text, like on social media or even memes. While graphic novels can be quicker and easier to read, it can boost a child's confidence and sense of accomplishment. Something 7th grader Cameron Lyon spoke to me about.
What do you like about graphic novels?
They're easy and they're short pages. Some are and some aren't.
Remember earlier when I mentioned Dog Man? It's one of Cameron's favorites.
It's about this dog who's is a superhero and he's trying to help the whole world.
But learning to read and liking it hasn't been easy for Cameron. Diagnosed with dyslexia, his mom says finding books he enjoys and support from a reading coach has made all the difference.
I think the only potential downside of graphic novels is the same with any other text, is if there's an over-reliance on them. If that becomes the sole source of learning, then you kind of risk loss by not exposing to variety.
Now, we have made it pretty easy for you to get involved here and make a donation if you choose to do so. Again, it's the If You Give a Child a Book campaign. So using your smartphone's camera, you can scan the QR code on your screen, or you can text WEWS to 50155. And you can also give through a link on our website, news5cleveland.com.